Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Tody.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
Episode 45. We're coming down the home stretch of doing this for almost a year now, man.
We're closing in on my age, too. That's saying a lot.
Closing in on my age, too, man. Thanks again to everybody that continues to subscribe, to download. In fact, we're closing in on 4,000 subscribers now on the Facebook page. Should pass over that after this episode airs, I'm thinking. And we're very, very, very grateful to everybody that comes up and says hi and appreciates what we do.
And most importantly, we hope everybody had a safe and blessed Easter celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. This episode, we have Earl Mullins joining us from the Space Museum and Grisson Science Center in Bonne Terre. And we're going to talk to Leigh Ragsdale and Stella Hubbard?
Gracie Trokey.
Gracie
Trokey.
Gracie Trokey and Leigh Ragsdale.
Yes.
Okay, and they're both joining us to talk about Derby Divas, an event that is coming up to help out the United Way. Plus, of course, we got news, events, so much more coming up on the Parkland Podcast, brought to you by Parkland Pharmacy. Discover Farmington, Subway of the Parkland, Save a Lot of the Lead Belts, Heimberger Construction, and Hearing Care Partners. What'd you do this week, Mark Tody?
A lot of church stuff. Had church Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. If anybody needs 3 days of church, it is me. Saturday, we braved the elements and had an Easter egg hunt and a pancake and sausage breakfast at my church. And all in all, it was just a busy but fun week.
Absolutely. I had a lot of get-togethers during the week, and we're recording this before they happen, so I'm going to say they went great. And then when things go sour, I'll tell you about it on the podcast next week.
Yes.
But loyal listener Chris Ferguson and his wife Jennifer, 50th birthday for the two of them, right in between their birthdays happening Friday night. And then Jackie Berry's 80th birthday, her oldest daughter Mindy's 50th birthday, had that going to that celebration on Saturday. So maybe I'll have a good story out of that as well.
I'm supposed to go to that, but it just all depends on how things go throughout the day.
Right, yeah. There's going to be a lot of weather, a lot of rain again, but not like super floody, but still quite a bit. I'm trying to think of anything interesting happened at school this week. No, probably not. Anyways, trivia. Do you have any trivia this week too?
Oh, do I have trivia for you? But I know we have the music thing coming up a little bit later on, but I need to apologize because I am a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, and I left Bruce Springsteen out of my list of songs for
the Desert Island. Oh,
anything from Bruce Springsteen would be very,
Thunder
very
Road.
good. Thunder Road is awesome. Jungle Land is awesome. There's too many to mention.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, don't worry. I think if the boss was listening, he didn't say anything to me, so I think you're okay. He didn't feel overlooked.
All right, and our category today, I don't know if you're prepared, our misunderstood lyrics.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any?
It's the Creedence Clearwater Revival song.
That's one of them.
There's a bathroom on the right.
On the right.
Yeah.
So this is taking the place of we're going to do our music segment now?
Oh, well, I thought music trivia. This is what I was asking about.
Okay, music trivia.
But that's a good preview for that segment, though. So stick around into the podcast to watch that.
This famous rock and roll legend actually opened for the Monkees back in the 1960s.
Oh, Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
It is.
Yes. Boy, those poor kids trying to watch the Monkees got their faces melted.
All right. I am going to give you a couple of lines from a song, and you're going to tell me the name of the song.
Okay.
Once upon a time, you dressed so fine, through the burns of dime in your prime, didn't you?
That'd be Mr. Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone.
Very good. Very good. I made some of these easy.
Okay.
Some of these were hard. Now,
Give me one from that German band you like, the Triumphant or whatever.
Triumvirate?
Yeah.
You would
No,
never.
I wouldn't.
You would never get that one.
No.
Let me see if I can find the other one. Holy smokes, where did it go? I had two of them.
Man, you get a lot of text, Mark Toady. A lot of people like you.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Who has the most number one hits in the history of the Billboard music charts?
Oh, my. The most number one hits? I'm going to say Taylor Swift beat whoever had it.
Nope.
No, not Taylor Swift. We talking about writing them or like performing them or both?
Performing.
Performing, okay. Michael Jackson?
Nope.
No. The Beatles?
Nope.
Okay.
Now
that
they
was
have
like
those pop hits, but it's George
Yeah.
Strait.
George.
Most overall.
Most
number one
overall. Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that, but that makes sense.
hits. Yes.
Because, well, pretty much your entire DJ career, he was good for one or two an album, right?
Oh, gosh, yes. He
Yeah.
probably had 30 in a row at one point.
Yeah, absolutely. George Strait. And you know, a lot of people, I don't think he gets the pub that he probably deserves. Because I don't think he's like the first guy that comes to mind, and he probably should be.
King,
as
they call him
successful.
King George for a reason.
Yeah, as successful as he is. So.
One more.
Okay, one more.
quick one. All right.
All right.
You tell me the name of the song. At home, drawing pictures of mountaintops with him on top, lemon yellow sun, arms raised in a V, and the dead lay in pools of maroon below.
Oh, that would be Jeremy by Pearl Jam.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Not too bad. Not too
All
bad.
right.
You passed the audition.
I did it. So that's music trivia. What about a totally awesome radio story?
I was thinking about this one the other day. We were talking about some guys that were going in for surgeries and stuff, and it made me think back to the only real surgery I have ever had, and I'm going to recall the memory of my wonderful dad. I had bilateral hernia surgery back in
Ooh.
the early 1990s, which involves incisions right in your midsection. So my dad comes to pick me up and take me home from the hospital, and he gets me in the car, and he gets me all situated. He goes, "Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? Are you feeling all right?" I'm fine, Dad. I'm fine. And he goes, Can I adjust the seat? Well, maybe you can scoot it back a little bit." So he comes over and he hits the wrong button.
Oh, no.
And instead of moving the seat back, the backrest, the whole back of the seat went back like this. And my dad's like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine, Dad." That's the only time in my life I've ever seen my dad look helpless, but he felt so horrible about that.
Man.
And the only advice the doctor gave me was try not to. Oh, well, he also told me be careful the first time you go to the bathroom because it could be rough. But he also said, don't try to laugh. So like 2 days after my surgery, I went to a fish fry and everybody was joking and cutting up, and I laughed the whole time, and it was painful.
Oh.
So I don't know. That's not really a totally awesome radio's story, but it was one that made me laugh thinking back on it.
How soon were you back at work? We'll make this a radio story. Do you remember?
Let's see. I had the surgery on a Friday, and I was back either Monday or Tuesday.
I figured as
I didn't
much.
take much time.
Yeah, that's how you are. You probably went in 5 a.m. Monday morning, just like nothing ever happened. Of course, you had it was the 90s, so you had the stairs back then.
Yeah.
Those probably.
I took my time and
Yeah.
got on the air. Here's the news.
Shut up, Louie.
Yeah.
So like, why did you have this done? Just like muscles, I guess.
I think it was from lifting weights. and
Lifting
stuff
weights.
Like that.
Oh, so it
I
was
had a hernia.
self-inflicted.
I had a hernia, so
Yeah.
he says, and the doctor, who I will not mention his name, he's no longer with us. He says, I'm on the operating table, and they give me the anesthesia. And he goes, I want you to count backwards from 100. And I says, what happens when I get down to 1? He goes, then you're going to die.
Whoa!
Okay.
Seriously?
He seriously said that.
Oh my God! Because like you got to be careful when you're going into that, because usually the mood you go into is the mood you come out with. Is what I've been told.
Let's just say his bedside manner needed some help.
Wow. I've only had, I've been anesthesia one time.
You
and
wake
then-
up nauseous.
See, I did fine. Mine went very, very well. Had a colonoscopy done, and that went fine. My only surgery I've ever had was a vasectomy, and I guess funny.
I could have gone all day without hearing that.
Just so now everybody in the Parkland knows. But what was kind of funny about that is the doctor who was performing the procedure, and a nurse is right there. Mid procedure, I'm awake during all this. I'm numbed. All of a sudden, the doctor goes, "Ooh, that's not good."
Yeah,
I'm
it's not what
thinking,
you want to hear. With that
what's not good? What's not good, doctor? What's not good? And then, after a long pause, he goes, "Normally, the patrol car does not follow the ambulance into the emergency room." I'm like, "Oh, okay. They're talking about what's going on outside the window." Oh, man.
Yes, when they're working on that part of the anatomy,
Yeah.
the only thing worse than a doctor saying that's not good would be laughter.
Yes, that's true. There you go. Roundaboutly, those are some totally awesome radio stories. Save a lot of the Lead Belt. They are located in Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, Farmington. We get the alerts. I think it's every day that we record. I get a text.
Some
and it's-
Saturdays, yes.
Yeah. You get that alert from Save a Lot, and then they got the little scratch-off cards. Those are so much fun.
They have great produce. You know, they go through all their produce and they look at it before they put it out to make sure it's the freshest, the best produce that they can serve to their customers. I love that about that store. The great service they give, the great attention to detail, and then don't get us started on the meat department.
Oh, man. Yeah. They were part of my opening day barbecue, and the brats and the pork steaks were fantastic. And just don't stop there. There's so many great meat selections available for you. The 5 for $24.99, still a great deal. Every once in a while, you might get lucky, and one of those days it's a 6 for $24.99, which is like free bonus meat. Check it out. Save a lots of the Lead Belt. Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Heimberger Construction, heimbergerconstruction.com, the website. Boy, they are such great people that know their stuff, and they're ready to work with whatever kind of construction you need.
Jenny is so busy, Jennifer Heimberger, the owner of Heimberger Construction, because they're doing jobs all around the area, and that is just a testimony to the quality work they provide. If you are adding on to your business and you want to work with the right people, call Heimberger Construction. They have years of experience, and they don't just do work here locally. They are all throughout the Midwest because they have a great reputation. They are solid. They were here yesterday, they're here today, and they'll be here tomorrow.
And they use those Butler buildings because they're the best metal building system on the market and the only buildings that have that pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. And Butler Buildings, too, Mark, I did some research. They are a Missouri-based company as well. So you're using not only a quality company like Butler Buildings with Heimberger Construction, you're also keeping your money right here in the state of Missouri, too. So that's very good. Check them out. They've been around since 1978, heimbergerconstruction.com. Mark and I are clients of Parkland Pharmacy. They are local pharmacy at its finest. He hangs out at the Farmington store. I drive through the Deloge store. Sometimes I go in too, and they take really good care of us, don't they?
They're like the Cheers of pharmacy because everybody knows your name. I go in there and I bet 3 or 4 people say, "Hey, Mark. Hi, Mark. How you doing, Mark?" And it makes me feel good to know that I matter. And that I get personal one-on-one service when I get my prescriptions filled, or if I'm there just to pick up some aspirin or some emergency or any of the other hundreds of things they have available. I love the personal service you get at Parkland Pharmacy.
Fredericktown and Deloge stores will be participating in a drug take-back day. That's on April the 26th. And if you have that unused medication, you can bring that in. And again, that's part of the commitment of Parkland Pharmacy to take care of the community as a whole.
Great place to do business. Great community partners. Parkland Pharmacy throughout the area.
Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville. Local pharmacy at its finest. Subway of the Parkland. Eat fresh. Deliciousness is always there at the Farmington and the Park Hills and the Deloge locations. And man, the stuff there is really, really good, Mark Tody.
Went by and got the Beast.
The Beast. Tell us about the Beast.
The Beast. Double meats, double cheese. All the veggies you want on the Beast. It's a great sandwich. But the thing they're really excited about are these foot-long nachos that are now available at the Subway stores in this area. So,
yeah,
Mike
I can smell
and
it.
Jake,
Yeah.
you guys have wonderful food. You have even better employees. Got to say hi to Heather, Jessica, and Brianna, the ladies of Subway. They're worth coming in to see just by themselves. But check out these foot-long nachos. Check out the Beast and all the other great food. You will not be disappointed.
That's your local Subways of the Parkland. They're in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center. They're in Park Hills in downtown and in Deloge in the Walmart Super Center. Subway, eat fresh. Here's your latest news on the Parkland Podcast.
A fugitive, 48-year-old Nicholas Montgomery, who had been known to frequent the Bonne Terre area, has been captured with the assistance of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. That's according to Sheriff Jeff Kreit's Facebook page. He was wanted for felony possession of a controlled substance and felony resisting arrest. He was also wanted by multiple agencies for different infractions.
The St. Francis County Health Department will lose close to $200,000 from their budget due to federal cuts. County Health Director Linda Ragsdale told the St. Francis County Commission that the exact figure the county will lose is $191,156 from their budget, and that is from the Department of Health and Senior Services.
An attempt to restrict voter-approved abortion rights is halfway through the Missouri legislature. The House has passed House Joint Resolution 73. The ballot measure would ask voters to allow limited abortion exceptions for medical emergencies, fetal abnormalities, and cases of rape or incest for up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. After an initial House vote this past week on the proposal, protesters spoke out in an upper public seating area of the chamber. Many Democrats stood up and applauded the demonstrators. House security escorted the protesters out of the chamber.
The city of Farmington is looking for input for the 2026 comprehensive plan. That's a look ahead for the next 20 years in Farmington. You can find out more information about that plan or participate by going to farmington-mo.gov.
Mineral Area College is proud to announce that college president Dr. Joe Gilgore has been recognized on the national level as the American Association of Community Colleges CEO of the Year. The award was announced this past Tuesday during their annual convention held in Nashville, Tennessee. Also, Daniel J. Cox was named Professional Staff Employee of the Year for MAC for 2025.
A magnitude 2.4 earthquake recorded in southeast Missouri last week, according to the preliminary reports from the U.S. Geological Survey, happened around 12:30 in the morning, Tuesday, April 15th, and it was recorded about 9 miles southwest of Williamsville and about 13 miles northeast of Poplar Bluff.
The Mineral Area Fine Arts Academy will celebrate the career of Jerry Walters, the retired Mineral Area College art professor for more than 4 decades of dedication to arts education. There's a ceremony coming up on Friday at 7 o'clock at the Cardinal Center in the Industry and Technology Center during the MAC Council on the Arts K-12 Art Show Awards ceremony. Jerry Walters' 42-year career at MAC started in 1969.
And Parkland Pharmacy hosting their drug take-back on Saturday at both their Deloge and Fredericktown locations, and that will happen from 10 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and is a great way for you to get rid of those drugs in your medicine cabinet. You can visit any of those pharmacies to find out more information. And that's a check of news right here on the Parkland Podcast. Here are your events. They are presented by Discover Farmington, more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
The Parkland Bonne Terre Blood Bank is moving from the Deloge Chamber office to Lincoln Street this week.
April 22nd from 1:30 to 5:30. Mom's Cafe, Wednesdays with a free meal for you at the Memorial United Methodist Church in Farmington.
The Monarch Family Resource Center's annual banquet is April 24th at 6 o'clock at the Farmington First Baptist Church. The pro-life banquet features former NFL quarterback Jeff Kemp.
Farmington Bluegrass Concert Series continues featuring Barnum Jack, taking place April 25th, 7 o'clock at historic Long Hall.
And then Elvis meets the Beatles the following night at the Centene Center in Farmington. Tickets $20 in advance, $30 at the door.
Should be a great show. All Saints Episcopal Church in Farmington hosting a plant swap. That happens on April 27th in honor of Earth Day from 1 to 3 p.m.
The second annual Downtown Flower Walk is May 3rd, 10 to 4, downtown Farmington.
First State Community Bank has their annual lemonade stands happening May 3rd from 10 to 2 all along Columbia Street in Farmington. And go to fscb.com to find out how your young entrepreneur can get a little start on that lemonade stand.
The Wiggle and Giggle Fishing Derby is May 6th at Hager Lake in Farmington. Always a good time.
Art in the Park. That's happening May 10th. That's from 10 to 3 o'clock at Long Park in Farmington.
Divas Derby Day, a fundraiser for the United Way of St. Francis County, takes place Saturday, May 10th from 2 to 4 at the Iron Knot in Bonne Terre. Bottomless champagne or sparkling cider, light refreshments, door prizes, a photo booth, fun contests, and a variety of activities for both divas and their mini-me's are available. You can contact the United Way director, Suzanne Baker, for more information, or check them out on Facebook.
Or listen to their interview coming up in this podcast. Yes. Farmington Bluegrass Concert Series continuing, featuring Wolf Creek. They're going to perform on May 16th, 7 o'clock at Long Hall.
And the Farmington Water Park is set to open on May 24th.
Maybe we could be the first ones to go down the slide.
Cannonball!
There you go. Those are your events. You can find out more about local events, even book a wedding or day trip through DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton with Hearing Care Partners. Hearing loss doesn't just affect your ears, it impacts conversations, relationships, and daily life. Do you catch yourself nodding along but missing the words? Are you straining to hear in crowded spaces? Don't ignore these signs. If you notice them, come see us. At Hearing Care Partners, our expert team makes it easy to find personalized solutions. A simple test could change everything. Visit hearingcarepartners.com to book your free hearing evaluation today. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
It is birthday time on the Parkland Podcast. Don't forget to get us your birthday wishes so we can celebrate with you. Message us on Facebook, on TikTok, email jkldigmed@gmail.com. Just make sure you give us a week in advance because we like to record early, and we want to make sure that we get your happies wished to you in a timely manner. This is typically where you've been doing some shout-outs, too. You got any shout-outs or people that we want to recognize on our most popular segment?
I do have a couple of shout-outs.
Okay.
I want to send a shout-out to my great-nephew, Dominic Darst, and his lovely wife, Miss Cambria. They have welcomed their first child into this world, so I am now a great Uncle Emerson May Darst. Welcome to the world.
Emerson, I like that.
I can't wait to get to meet you, actually. She's just a couple of weeks old, and she is beautiful. I also want to send a shout-out to Allie Savage, who works at the Farmington Civic Center. She is awesome, and she is getting married, so I told her that I would give her and her fiancé, Zach Grimes, a shout-out. They don't have a specific date. They're looking at wedding venues, but shout out to Allie and Zach. And Miss Cynthia, you were there when I got the information from Allie, so peace out to you as well.
I only have one birthday for Monday, April 21st. Gabe Wampler celebrating a birthday on Monday. Longtime piano teacher in the area. Probably taught a lot of people how to play the piano, so happy birthday to her. How about Tuesday, April 22nd? Who do you have birthday-wise there?
Michelle Smith celebrates a birthday, friend of the podcast.
Absolutely.
And just an all-around good girl. Happy birthday to you. She is one of the most in-shape girls you will ever meet. Happy birthday from your husband, Brian, and, of course, your daughter, Reese, your mom and dad, and
Mom, a big fan of the podcast, too. Kim every day is
I'm a
showing
big
us
fan
love.
of Kim's food.
Absolutely.
She can
That's
cook.
why she likes us so much, because we always went on and on about her food.
Yeah.
And how is Michelle so skinny, having grown up in a house with that good of cooking?
Because she works out 3 or 4
Yeah,
hours a day.
I guess that's it.
Happy birthday going out to Beverly Hain, Beverly Alton, the eldest daughter of my a good friend, Roger Hain. Beverly is a doctor. Bev, I hope you're doing good. She has like 5 kids. Happy
Awesome.
birthday wishes to you. Jennifer Nicholson, happy birthday wishes to you from your husband, Dylan, and all your family. Happy birthday to Tiffany Fenwick. She tried out to be Country Days queen back in the day, I guess going back almost 15 years now. Miss Tiffany, hope you are doing well. And Reese Ogden, happy birthday wishes to you, young lady, from all of your family.
And I got also former state representative and former Senator Gary Romine celebrating a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Gary. I realized the other day that I look at a picture of Gary's wife, Kathy, every day on the Farmington High School Hall of Fame wall. They took a bunch of different pictures, mostly out of yearbooks, and Kathy is on that. But Gary was awesome. Took me to Game 7 of the 2011 World Series. So
Nice.
I'll never forget that, sir. Thank you so much. Have a great birthday, Gary. Hope it's awesome. What about Wednesday, April 23rd?
Quick note about Gary's wife, though, Kathy. She
Yes.
was a member of the very first Mineral Area College softball team back
Oh,
in the
really?
day. I think she was the team captain, she told me. So
wow.
a little shout out
Hey,
for
there you
that.
go.
All right, for Wednesday, Nicole Willie celebrates a birthday. Nicole, happy birthday to you. Her mama, you remember, was Delana Coffrin.
Yes.
And I got to know Nicole
Sweet, sweet
when she
lady.
was just a little baby.
She
So
became like a superstar pole vaulter.
She did. She's
remember.
a great
Yeah.
athlete at Farmington and then on in college. Happy birthday wishes to you, Nicole. Tia Schaefer, happy birthday wishes to you from your mom and your brother, your husband, and your kids. She's from Farmington but lives in jolly old England. So happy birthday wishes to you. And Kevin Hinkabine, happy birthday to you, Kevin. I hope you are doing fantastic.
I want to wish Miss Dement, Erica Dement, the business teacher at Farmington High School and in charge of the incubator program, which is so super cool. Happy birthday to you. Hope it's a great day for you. And Carson Elliott celebrating a birthday on Wednesday. Happy birthday, Carson. Hope you're doing well. What about Thursday, April 24th?
Thursday, happy birthday to Donna Vogelsang. I saw her at church and she goes, "You don't have to wish me a happy birthday, you know."
Nope.
But yes, we do.
Totally
yes, we
happening
do.
now.
Happy birthday to you from Dylan and your daughter and Victor, your husband, and all your family. Donna is a sweet
Absolutely.
gal and definitely the youngest looking one in the family, and that includes Dylan. So happy birthday wishes to you. Happy birthday wishes to Ruthie Williamson. Ruthie used to be a car salesman for Parker Banks in Fredericktown. Now she works at Parkland Pharmacy, one of our proud sponsors of the Parkland podcast. Ruthie, you'll see her at the Farmington location. Jill Goldsmith, one of the singing goldsmiths. Happy birthday wishes going out to you from your family. And Mike McCarthy, a longtime Farmington policeman. Happy birthday to you, and thanks for giving me all those traffic tickets over the years. Hope you have a great day. He's a pretty good basketball player, too.
His son, Josh, is an awesome football player.
Yeah.
And very fast, too. I guess from running from his dad in all those years. Happy birthday to Rhonda Barnett, celebrating a birthday on Thursday the 24th. Happy birthday, Rhonda. Hope you have a great day. Friday, April 25th, is this your blank day? You have no birthdays?
I've got nothing.
Okay, well, I have a few. Another Farmington High School teacher, Mr. Brian Weibel. Mr. Weibel does many things at the high school. He also, I think, works a lot at the middle school as well, so he's kind of back and forth. He was a tremendous athlete at North County back in the day, back in 1990. He was one of the top guys on the basketball team and baseball team, and been a coach in the area for a long time too. Happy birthday, sir. Hope it's an awesome day for you. Katie Towser, she grew up right across the street from my parents. Just a sweet, sweet lady. Got some great kids. Happy birthday to you. She's a teacher at Jefferson. And then Guy Gallman, I have not seen Guy Gallman in probably 10, 12 years. But the dude had a tremendous radio voice, and he worked at KMOX for a while. Somehow he ended up at KFMO for a couple of weeks and then went back to KMOX, and his voice was just so booming. And he had a cool radio name already too, Guy Gallman.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. So happy birthday to Guy. Saturday, April 26th, who do you have celebrating birthdays?
Another one of our fine sponsors, Mary Lee Wisnowski.
Yes.
Celebrating a birthday on
Happy
Saturday.
birthday, Mary Lee.
Mary Lee, I'm glad you're feeling better. Love Earth Mother Health Foods. I go there on a monthly basis. Love going in and seeing you and Melanie and everybody else. I hope you're doing great, and happy birthday to you. Harley Kurtz, former salutatorian at St. Paul Lutheran High School, celebrating a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday to you, Harley. Happy birthday to Crystal DeMint. That's from your husband and your daughter and all your family. She's a nurse in the area, and I got to interview her at the big Mineral Area College blood drive we partnered with them on back in the day. Still got a picture of that from somewhere. Happy birthday to you, Crystal, and Laura Baranovic. Happy birthday wishes to you, Laura, from your husband and from all your family. I used to go hiking with her at St. Joe State Park.
Happy birthday Saturday to Justin Wampler, celebrating a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, sir. And Elena Branning, celebrating a birthday as well. Happy birthday, Elena. Hope you have a great day. What about Sunday, April 27th?
Well, the only birthday I really have, I could say happy birthday to Ken Paul. He was a classmate of my brother back in high school. So, Ken,
there you go.
If you would be watching this for
we got a lot of Eureka downloads. Actually, we have like 2. So
yeah, that's a lot for me.
Yeah, I know, right?
100 miles away. Happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to my nephew Kyle's wife, Amanda Toady. She is wonderful. She is the mother of 4 awesome kids as well, and she keeps Kyle on the straight and narrow. And she'll tell you that's not. No, she won't say that. Kyle's an awesome kid too. So happy birthday to you, Amanda. Hope you're doing fantastic, and hope the kids spoil you rotten, and Kyle as well on your birthday.
I only got one more. Not a former student of mine, although he ended up in my classroom a lot last year before he graduated. Mr. Cody Carl, big-time welder guy, graduated from Farmington last year. He was in that welding class at Unitech his junior and senior year, and just a kid that could fix anything and always making money, always like, hey, Mr. Lowry, I bought this, and then I turned around and sold it for this much. He was always, one of those kind of guys, and I'm sure he's doing great. I believe he did basic training this past summer, so I hope things are going well for you, Cody. You're one of my all-time favorites, buddy. Hope you have a great day. So those are your birthdays for the week of Monday, April 21st. Subway of the Parkland. Eat fresh. Deliciousness is always there at the Farmington and the Park Hills and the Deloge locations. And man, the stuff there is really, really good, Mark Tody.
Went by and got the Beast.
The Beast. Tell us about the Beast.
The Beast. Double meats, double cheese. All the veggies you want on the Beast. It's a great sandwich. But the thing they're really excited about are these foot-long nachos that are now available at the Subway stores in this area. So,
Yeah, I can
Mike
smell
and
it.
Jake,
Yeah.
you guys have wonderful food. You have even better employees. Got to say hi to Heather, Jessica, and Brianna, the ladies of Subway. They're
of
worth
Subway.
coming in to see just by themselves. But check out these foot-long nachos. Check out the Beast and all the other great food. You will not be disappointed.
That's your local Subways of the Parkland. They're in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center. They're in Park Hills in downtown and in Deloge in the Walmart Super Center. Subway, eat fresh. Here's your sports on the Parkland podcast. Before we get into the scores, we want to let you know that Fredericktown has hired a new girls basketball coach, and that is Jason Starkey, as he returns to Fredericktown. And in football news, former Farmington Knight head football coach Eric Krupe is joining the St. Genevieve Dragons staff. They've also hired coach Keith McGlasson, who comes from Collinsville, Illinois. Now, the seeds are set for the MAAA Conference Spring Softball Tournament. Central has the top seed, St. Genevieve 2, West County 3. Potosi's the 4th seed, Valley Catholic 5th. Then Bismarck, Arcadia Valley, and Kingston round out the field. That tournament will be played all this week at Mineral Area College. Now to the scores for Monday. Softball, Central secured that top seed with an 8-7 win over Potosi. 8-7 win over West County, rather. St. Genevieve a win over Potosi. Bismarck beat Arcadia Valley, and Valley Catholic shut out Kingston. Baseball scores from Monday. Northwest beat North County. Jefferson topped Kingston. Valley Catholic shut out St. Pius, and Valley of Caledonia blanked Bunker. Bismarck a big win over Couch. Boys tennis, Arcadia Valley beat Pius and Festus beat Potosi. In golf, the West County tournament was won by Fredericktown, and then Potosi would finish second on the girls' side and third on the boys' side in track in the Grandview Invitational. Tuesday, softball scores. Central top Neelyville. St. Genevieve a win over Arcadia Valley. West County beat Scott City. Valley Catholic a win over Grandview, and Bourbon thumped Bismarck. Baseball scores from Monday. North County outlasting Fredericktown. Farmington topping Central. West County a win over Valley of Caledonia. St. Genevieve beats Potosi. Bismarck outslugs Arcadia Valley, and Valley Catholic shuts out Kingston. Boys tennis. Crystal City a win over Arcadia Valley, and Windsor gets past Potosi. Boys golf from Tuesday. 3 tri-matches. And North County would win 1 over Arcadia Valley and West County. Valley Catholic wins over Fredericktown and Farmington. And Potosi a win over Central and St. Genevieve. And in track and field, the St. Gen Invitational. St. Genevieve finishes second on the girls' side, and Valley Catholic second on the boys' side. Now to Wednesday, softball, Central blanking Bismarck. Ellington a win over Kingston, and Valley Catholic beats Meadow Heights. Baseball from Wednesday, West County top Potosi. Farmington beats Hillsboro. Valley Catholic a win over Notre Dame, and Bismarck thumps Bunker. Boys tennis, Farmington beats Oakville. North County defeats Windsor, and Potosi gets by Crystal City. Boys golf, the St. Genevieve tournament. North County finishes 3rd, Valley 4th, Farmington 7th, Potosi 8th. Then the Simpson relays held at Farmington, and the boys finished 2nd, North County 3rd. The girls finished 3rd, Fredericktown 6th. Then Thursday, softball, Central a win over Scott City. Potosi beats Licking in Arcadia Valley, outlasts Meadow Heights. Baseball, North County gets by St. Genevieve in 8 innings. Valley Catholic blanks West County. Valley of Caledonia blanks Bismarck. Kingston doubles up Arcadia Valley. And Farmington 10 runs Potosi, while Central shuts out Fredericktown. Boys tennis, North County blanks Potosi, and Windsor, 1 better than Farmington. Then Friday, all we have is the Farmington Wooden Bat Tournament, and the rains would wash away Saturday, so Friday's scores are all we have. Farmington gets 2 wins on the day, beating Fox and Sullivan, and North County would finish 1-1 in the tournament, losing to Festus and beating Hazelwood West. Mineral Area College report, the baseball team's red hot. They outslug Jefferson on Tuesday, and then they get 2 wins over Three Rivers on Friday. MAC baseball team 30-6 on the year and 16-0 in conference play. Softball action from the week as well. The ladies fall to Southwest Tennessee and then come back and win the second game on Tuesday. And then they would lose a pair to St. Louis Community College. Lady Cardinals 25-12-2 on the season and 6-4 in conference play. And that's a check of your sports on the Parkland Podcast. Save-A-Lot of the Lead Belt. They are located in Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, Farmington. We get the alerts. I think it's every day that we record. I get a text.
Some Saturdays, yes.
Yeah. You get that alert from Save-A-Lot, and then they got the little scratch-off cards. Those are so much fun.
They have great produce. You know, they go through all their produce, and they look at it before they put it out to make sure it's the freshest, the best produce that they can serve to their customers. I love that about that store. The great service they give, the great attention to detail, and then don't get us started on the meat department.
Oh, man. Yeah. They were part of my opening day barbecue, and the brats and the pork steaks were fantastic. And just don't stop there. There's so many great meat selections available for you. The 5 for $24.99, still a great deal. Every once in a while you might get lucky, and one of those days it's a 6 for $24.99, which is like free bonus meat. Check it out. Save-A-Lots of the Lead Belt. Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long, or pretzel, and probably not a churro. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. Then we said, but we already made them, and they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Let's talk United Way of St. Francis County now here on the Parkland Podcast. Joining us here at the barn, we have Leigh Ragsdale and Gracie Trokey.
Yay!
And they are well-dressed to tell us about a cool event that is coming called the Divas Derby Day, which is going to happen Saturday, May 10th at the Iron Knot in Bonne Terre from 2 to 4 o'clock. Ladies, welcome to the barn. Thanks so much for coming on and talking to us.
Thanks for having us.
Tell us about Divas Derby Day and how it all came to be.
So we are super excited. We were in a United Way meeting. I'm taking this off. I know it's so cute, but, you know, I can only be in character so long, and it flops in my face. But we were in a United Way meeting, and we were just tossing around different ideas, something outside the box that, you know, is just something different for our area, something for women, kind of a spin off of our traditional girls' night out that our Jackie Berry started many years ago for the United Way. And it was, you know, always a great event. And we wanted to do something in the spring and maybe, you know, involve like a younger crowd as well, just for that networking. And then actually Harry Peterson is one of our board members. He came up with the idea of, what about if daughters attended, if they wanted? It's also a girls' day out, but daughters are welcomed. And we were like, that's so perfect. And then Mother's Day is the following day. So we felt like the timing for that all really was in alignment.
Right.
And it's worked out very, very well. And Gracie, you're one of the newest members on the United Way board, which means they put you to work, don't they?
Yes, sir. Put me to work. And Leigh has been super fun spearheading this event. So it's been kind of nice being under her wing and taking this on together. So
what's going to be happening? What the heck is a Divas Derby Day?
So
what isn't a Divas Derby
There
Day?
There it is, Gracie.
So we're going to have lots of fun stuff going on. So again, we said, you know, mothers and daughters, if they want to come, it's just a general girls' day as well. But we're going to have fun themed drinks. We're going to have cookie decorating. We're going to have hats for decorating. You can bring your own, or some will be provided, right? If you want to
Hand me one, Mark.
have a decorating station there as well. So it'll just be kind of a fun, springy event for a couple of hours for girls to get together.
I'm honestly not aware if this is backwards or forwards here.
I
I
think
think
it's
it looks just
perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That looks
The
great.
things we do for wonderful causes like the United Way of St. Francis County.
He
We're
pulled that out of
official
his closet.
divas.
Yes, that is
Right.
Mark's. He owns that.
Yeah.
He actually brought all these hats.
Now it's still a couple of days away. It's May 10th at the Iron Knot in Bonne Terre, and there's some things you're still needing, right?
Absolutely. So the community has been so great, and some of our other events, people can just show up. However, just so we know, for refreshments and also the hat bar, the cookie decorating, we do need a head count. And so we have a Google form as our invite, which can seem a little tedious, but it just will help us for planning purposes. We are also still in need for sponsorships. We have the Spotlight sponsorship, which is $250. They get a shout out on Facebook, the day of event, any of our printed materials, and then just extra love from the United Way of St. Francis County. And then any type of donation would be great. As far as door prizes, we're going to have super fun, like prizes and awards for best hat, best diva and mini me, like the dynamic duo. And so it's going to be fast and furious for just 2 hours, but we just feel like there'll be a little bit for everyone. If people want to sit and talk and just socialize and network, we will have time for that. But if people are more, on the go, which is totally me, we will have tons of things for people to do in 2 hours.
Tell us about the Iron Knot. This is a very unique place in Bonne Terre.
Yeah, so I'm from Deloge, and that area right there, right off Church Street, and that little triangle, and by the library, Josh and Kinsey Black own the church, and then they open the Iron Knot, and then the Iron Skillet is actually underneath a restaurant now. Stella Hubbard and I toured it last week, and it is they have done a fabulous job. Like, I call my mom Mare Dog, and Linda Crabtree have been making arrangements and, table arrangements and all of this decor, which will be gorgeous in there. But really, it's such a beautiful, historic building. You don't even really need decorations, but don't tell them that I said that.
Yes,
so.
yes.
Yeah.
It is really neat, and I know that it's a big, like, destination weddings are held there. So in addition to the restaurant down there, this would be like a great way to go check out this facility. Maybe if you know somebody who's getting married, which I'm sure you're the person getting married. They've already figured all that
Taking
stuff
care
out,
of
right? Yeah.
But good to keep in mind for others in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love the Iron Knot.
By the way, the hat looks great on you.
Thank you. It just goes with everything. Goes with my eyes.
It's also event is also going to be a great way to get the word out about what the United Way of St. Francis County does.
Right. So our mission, I think it's really fantastic because the United Way supports so many different organizations within St. Francis County. And that's something that we're kind of in the works of determining right now who is awarded certain benefits and donations as well. But it really encompasses and trickles down to fund lots of different organizations. Should we rattle off a few that this benefits?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, CASA of the Parkland, for example, is one.
All of the backpack program
Right.
is very near and dear to my heart, being, a retired principal. And so that gives me such joy being able to give back to not just, one school, but multiple schools.
Our food pantries,
Senior centers.
senior centers.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's really wild because I hadn't lived here, in 20 years and moved back. It's been, I guess this August will be 4 years, which has just flown by, and I didn't really know what the United Way did and what their mission was. And now that I know, it's like, oh my gosh, we are this umbrella that is open to helping other organizations that help our friends in our community. And just like St. Vincent de Paul, I was there today working with our friends there this morning at 7 a.m. and we were, serving food. And it's just really remarkable the amount of money we're able to give back. But we can't do that for our grants unless we have, a generous community that supports fundraisers like our Divas Derby Day Out.
How does somebody get tickets? Are they available that day? Do you want them to be purchased in advance?
So we would prefer if they even if they didn't purchase in advance, at least let us know. There's an option that you can purchase online, but you can also say pay the day of, and that's fine too, as long as we kind of have a head count. And again, that's just for planning purposes, but we won't turn anyone away that shows up the day of.
Show up day of at the door,
Yes.
you know. And again, like we mentioned, we are aware that it is Mother's Day weekend, so you may have some girls coming in from out of town and thinking, hey, this would be a fun thing to do on Saturday for just a little bit of time, you know. But you can visit our Facebook page and find that Google form and just fill it out, say who's planning on coming, and that'll give us a good head count.
This is going to be a lot of fun, isn't it?
We are very excited. This is our first annual.
Yes.
So we are just hoping to make this a rock star event and have a really excellent attendance, but we need your help to do so, you know, and we need the generosity of our community to show up and make this a success.
And again, Divas Derby Day happening Saturday, May 10th, 2 to 4 o'clock at the Iron Knot. The 21 admission is $40. The mini-me admission just $15. And again, you can find out more about this event. Purchase those tickets on the Facebook page. UnitedWayOfSFC.org is the website. You can find out more information there. Gracie, since you're kind of new to the board,
I am.
What else have you heard about that you're kind of looking for the different fundraisers and different things that United Way does coming up after this event?
Coming up after this, I know we have several things planned. What else is coming up?
Well, we are just
You
in
know?
grant mode, I feel like, too,
Yes,
because we have our
right.
grants coming up this summer, and so we have
Right.
to decide as a board,
Mm-hmm.
you know, how much funding we have and how we can, you know, distribute that and be equitable in that process as well. So,
Right.
but we have so many new, like, young, exciting people here. So just like Divas Derby Day Out happened
Yeah.
like 2 months ago is when we decided, when the
Right.
idea was born. So many
Yeah.
people are like, you need 6 months to plan this, you need this. And we're like, I think we
need
can do
give
it.
us 6 weeks and we'll
We
get
can
it.
do
We'll
it.
do it.
We can do it.
We do
That's
our best
kind of where our
work
heads
when
are
it's
at right
when our backs
now.
are against the wall.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Right,
Well,
right.
Leigh, you're relatively new to the board, maybe what, a year and a half?
Yeah, it was a year in January.
So
That's
you've
when I
seen the
joined.
whole circle now. What do you think? What's cool about being a United Way board member?
Well, first, I feel like I love that we have a pretty diverse board from all backgrounds, and we all kind of know our roles and, you know, our strengths and how to play on those. And so we had Girls Night Out. We'll have this Diva Day Out. I love, for me, being new in January and then seeing that grant presentation was probably the most powerful thing because, you know, raising money is great, but when you get to see the faces that it goes to and the people that you love, you know, receiving that, it's a different feeling because it brings it to life. It's not just going in this big pot sitting somewhere like other big charities. Like this, every dime we raise in St. Francis County stays in St. Francis County, and there's not a lot of people who can say that. And that's really kind of what hooked me. Jackie Berry kind of twisted my arm, and if you know Jackie, that's really easy to do.
She's good at that.
She actually gave me eyes in church, and she she kind
no.
of did one of these, and I thought, oh no, and then it was like, I've been meaning to talk to you. I've got the perfect opportunity for you, and so. Yeah, I joined then, and I haven't looked back since. But it really is, it's a really remarkable organization that truly gives back to our community, to our county.
You brought up a great point. The money doesn't get shipped off to St. Louis or to New York City
Right.
to support some national thing. It stays right here at home.
Yeah, everything raised, every dime raised with United Way of St. Francis County stays right here, all thrown into that big bucket and then awarded out to the different agencies that apply for the grants. And it's not like, you know, somebody shows up and says, hey, give me money. These are very well vetted organizations, and the board, you guys have a great system in place to make sure that this money is going where it's most needed.
Right.
Absolutely. I think something that's very important, you know, to me is equity. Looking at the amount of people in the county that organizations serve, making sure that we are diversified in the diverse, you know, the what I'm saying, the distribution
sure.
of funds, because something else I learned that I know Gracie will be like, at the grant presentation is truly the amount of need in our community. I obviously knew that being a principal, but just other organizations who help certain groups of people that I was unaware of. And I grew up in St. Francis County, right? And that to me that was life-changing too, is just learning and the awareness that it brings to all of us, and that we're really all in this together. And I just have always lived by the philosophy, you take care of your backyard first, and that's what we do at the United Way.
And I understand your office is also putting together one of the nice baskets that'll be donated for Divas Derby Day.
Yep. So I'll decide to be a table sponsor, and hopefully we'll have a nice little thing going on our table that'll be nice and cute for the event. So.
And I understand you're strong-arming your mom into getting her group there.
Oh yeah. I'm wrestling with the Cole Banker Holsey ladies, and they better be there and be ready to party on that day. So Cole Banker Holsey, you better show up and show out.
Yeah. Personal challenge laid down right here on the Parkland podcast. Leigh, I know you're busy doing all kinds of things. You retired, whatever, and probably just as busy now than you were before. What do you have going on right now? I know you're doing a lot of speaking engagements, things like that.
I am. Next week I've been blowing up our committee like crazy this week, because I'm like, next week I'm out of commission. I'm actually doing some student assemblies next week. So that will be the first time I've done keynotes, professional development, obviously. But this is right out of Kansas City. Multiple schools had reached out if I would do kind of some motivational, social emotional, still fun, still high energy assemblies for kids. So that is this week. And then right after the event, I leave for Ohio, and I will be doing professional development for a large school district there with project-based learning and some other things, really connecting with the community. And then my online platform, The Unorthodox Principal, I've got a webinar, next week, and some other things. So it is crazy busy, but it's all great stuff. And because of this, I'm able to do things with the United Way that I was never afforded the opportunity because I didn't have the time, or even like this morning volunteering at St. Vincent de Paul. Your wife and I went to church there together, I believe, when we were little.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Robin Jones and I were there this morning loading boxes, and I said, we got in a lot of trouble in these hallways here. But it's been a change of speed, but of course I miss the kids and teachers, but other than that, I'm good. Yeah.
I have to know, because I've seen it all over Facebook, but how did you come up with the name, The Unorthodox Principal? It stuck before I realized it stuck. Yeah. I would say I'm unorthodox. I then started like this little unorthodox principal Facebook group because I had gotten kicked out of 3 Facebook groups. And
no way.
They said I was defending teachers, and they flagged me as bullying and hate speech.
Oh, wow.
And so because I said to a principal, if you talk to your teachers like that, then you probably just need to work at home in your basement in a corner instead of being a principal, because your staff probably hates your guts, but something like that. I think maybe the word hate, I don't know. But so after that, I was actually on my way to Farm Aid to see Willie Nelson.
Nice.
And I start on the car with my bonus kids and my husband, and I started the Unorthodox Principal just as a space for people that think differently, right? Leaders that think differently. And then I had my cousin's quinceañera, and 3 different people were like, "Hey, Unorthodox Principal," and called me that. And it was like, okay, maybe this is a thing. So it did. Yeah, it stuck.
Well, let's call Gracie the Unorthodox Investor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Probably not the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but hey,
People may not
she
want
pretty
that.
much, she has a good name as she found for herself.
Divas Derby Day, Saturday, May 10th, 2 to 4, happening at the Iron Knot. UnitedWayofSFC.org, the website to find out more. You can also find out more on the Facebook page. Ladies, anything else we need to cover before we let you go?
Be there or be
That's where all
square.
the cool kids are gonna be.
We're gonna be there. Mark's gonna be there. But again, we are in need of donations and sponsorships, and then of course, just you being there and having fun with your girlfriends that day.
Contact anybody within the United Way.
Especially Suzanne Baker, obviously. She's our director, and
she's so withdrawn.
right, for sure. Yes, she is. I mean, hopefully we can make her come out of her shell on Divas Derby Day out. Maybe. What do you think, Mark?
What do you think?
Well, if we can do that.
All right. Hopefully
She's
you're
bumming
having
'cause she's not wearing one of these hats.
Yeah.
Ladies, thanks so much for coming on and
you.
talking
Thank
about
Oh
this.
my
for
gosh,
having
you
us. We
guys are rock
appreciate it.
stars. Thank
you.
you.
All right, Leigh Ragsdale, Gracie, Trokey, they are St. Francis County, United Way of St. Francis County board members. And again, they're helping to organize Divas Derby Day, Saturday, May 10th, 2 to 4 at the Iron Knot. Be there. Heimberger Construction, HeimbergerConstruction.com, the website. Boy, they are such great people. They know their stuff, and they're ready to work with whatever kind of construction you need.
Jenny is so busy, Jennifer Heimberger, the owner of Heimberger Construction, because they're doing jobs all around the area, and that is just a testimony to the quality work they provide. If you are adding on to your business and you want to work with the right people, call Heimberger Construction. They have years of experience, and they don't just do work here locally. They are all throughout the Midwest because they have a great reputation. They are solid. They were here yesterday, they're here today, and they'll be here tomorrow.
And they use those Butler buildings because they're the best metal building system on the market and the only buildings that have that pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. And Butler Buildings, too, Mark, I did some research. They are a Missouri-based company as well. So you're using not only a quality company like Butler Buildings with Heimberger Construction, you're also keeping your money right here in the state of Missouri, too. So that's very good. Check them out. They've been around since 1978. HeimbergerConstruction.com.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
We're back on the Parkland podcast. Time to go to space with Chief Executive Officer for the Space Museum and Grissom Center in Bonne Terre, our friend Earl Mullins. Earl, great to see you. How are you?
Doing good. Doing very, very good. Getting a little bit older, but
we all are.
We're all kind of doing that,
Yes,
aren't we?
we are.
Well, we are. I just hope that I can outrun the inevitable, but I don't think that's going to happen. But no, doing really, really well. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. When we started doing this, I'm thinking, man, some interesting people from our area who would be great interviews. You were right there on the top of the list. So
great, thanks.
I appreciate you coming on. We got some events to talk about. Obviously, we want to let people know about the facility. It's such a hidden jewel in our area. But before we do that, I got to get your take on the recent trip to space involving the celebrities that happened a couple of days ago with Katy Perry and Oprah's friend.
Gayle King.
What were your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's phenomenal. I absolutely think it's phenomenal. I don't know so much about the crew manifest, who was going, but I think what it tells us is that space flight is getting very, very close to being available to the every man, to the common man. And that is what's beautiful about this. I always give this example. Back in the day, you're not old enough to remember it, but I can, when first DVD players and video recorders of any kind came out, they were grossly expensive. Nobody could afford them, right?
Yeah.
Only the rich, only the wealthy, and as a result of that, they funded the research into simplifying these things and miniaturizing them, and now you can go get a DVD player at Walmart for $30. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at with spaceflight right now.
Not $30 though.
No,
we're not there yet.
No,
not $30, Razor. We're getting there.
But the point is, the cost will begin to come down. Yeah. I'm not sure what the ride cost. I think it's around $250,000. It hovers around that for a 15-minute flight. It's a bit more expensive if you go to ISS. If you go with the Russians, it's in the millions. But no, I think in the next 30, 40 years, if we're still around, we can take a ride.
Would you do that? Would you be excited to do that?
Oh, absolutely, in a heartbeat.
Yeah?
Absolutely in a heartbeat. It's obviously something, been a passion of mine all my life. And truly, space flight is the new frontier, right? In a heartbeat.
So how long has the Space Museum been open?
You're not going to believe this. 22 years.
Whoa.
When you started
22
it
years.
22 years ago, was it just a nice little thing that you thought people might like, or did you hope it would grow into what it's become?
No, actually, my wife threw me out of the house. I really shouldn't say that, because my wife Suzanne has been an absolute jewel
yes.
in this whole thing. She is my confidant and my supporter. But no, I was a collector and wanted to share my passion with other people. And quite frankly, it was a bit self-serving when I first started the first museum, because my thought was, this is going to allow me, it's going to open doors to other space-related things, and boy, has it. But my whole perspective has changed since then. It's no longer selfish. It can't be selfish. There's just too much gain to be gained by this facility and what it teaches and represents.
How did you get involved in this? Kind of talk to us about your space history and how this all came about.
Well, most people think I'm a space cadet,
right,
so that qualifies me right there. I have had that question millions of times, and the only way that I can explain it is this. Some people are just wired for certain things. They just are genetically wired for certain things. But my love for space, I think, started back in the late 50s, early 60s, along with the actual space program. I grew up with it. I lived on a dairy farm in southern Illinois, and there was a lot of time to be had. I was young enough that I didn't really work on the farm too much. And I spent a lot of time outside laying in the grass looking at the sky, because there wasn't anything else to do, and they launched a vehicle they called Echo. Echo was a huge 110-foot Mylar balloon, mirrored. It was their first attempt at satellite communication, and all they did was bounce a radio wave off of it, and it came back to the ground. Easy to see. I was smitten. It was all over then, for whatever reason. The DNA started working, and it was like, oh my gosh, I got to know what that is. I got to know why it's up there. I know how it got up there, blah, 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 and I was off to the races, and it's been that way ever since.
You have some special events coming up we wanted to spotlight, don't you?
Absolutely, I do. Something a little new for us. We've had astronauts here. We've had space royalty here, aerospace engineers, astronauts, you name it. But this time, different. It's called Show Me Space Sci-Fi, and we are going to tip the hat to science fiction and the impact that it has had on human beings. If it weren't for the fact that there have been many, many people out there that dreamed this, it would have never occurred in reality. Our cell phones, back in the 1960s, Star Trek, they had communicators.
Yeah.
Well, we all got one in our back pocket now. And that's where it all got started. There's only one unfortunate thing about space flight science fiction. It makes it look easier than it really is. So there's some things that physics still won't let us do. But no, we're going to do that, and it's going to be a really great time, we think.
June 28th is when this will happen. Dan Monroe, the famous YouTuber, will be there. A guy by the name of Aztec Dummy, who is a pro model builder, will be there as well. Plus, you're going to meet some robots, including Robot B9 from Lost in Space, Robbie from Forbidden Planet, and who knows, maybe R2-D2 will show up.
He's supposed to be on the roster.
Okay, good. And then we have a Star Wars reenactment group that'll be there as well. Yes. And you can't have one of these without having an astronaut too, right?
Yes, exactly. Tom Jones will be there. Tom is a very experienced astronaut. And unfortunately, I was going to look this up so I'd really look smart. But I don't know. He's flown several times, but I don't know how many times he's flown. And he will be doing a presentation called Shuttle Stories that we're looking forward to as well. And doing a book signing. You'll be able to meet him up close and personal.
And again, this will be happening on June 28th. People can get tickets through the museum website. There's a link to Eventbrite that you can get those tickets in advance. And I know the board of directors, I guess, or the people involved with the Space Museum, they're always trying to keep costs down.
Yes.
And I know that you guys are trying really hard for this event, too.
Yeah, we are. we realize that things are a little tough for folks right now. And we don't do this to get rich anyway. But we would like for folks to keep in mind that this is how we stay open. We don't get any federal or state funding of any kind. It's all volunteer. And we do this as a fundraiser. And unfortunately, we've lost some of our major funding this last year. No fault of our own, no fault of them. It was just the way it worked out. School shows have been a little bit lean this year because of the extra days they had to go in winter. And so we're not getting as many school shows, and we kind of depend on those. So if it sounds like I'm begging a little bit, I really am.
That's okay.
We're trying to keep the cost down. It's $29.95 for adults, $19.95 for the young students and young people, K through 12, and 18 and under. And but you get a free lunch. Right. We'll feed you lunch, so you don't have to go anywhere. You get that. You get the opportunity to win a spot on Dan Monroe's YouTube broadcast.
Oh, wow.
And you will, and the other thing that I failed to mention, we're actually having a model contest that day as well. Not human models, building contest for sci-fi subjects, right?
Okay.
And so it's the Gateway chapter of the International Plastic Modeler Society will be there. If anybody is interested in joining that contest, go to our website, scan the QR code. It will take you out to where you register for that.
Okay.
So there's a ton of things going on that day.
Man.
You mentioned Tom Jones, the astronaut,
Yes.
coming, but he's not the only famous person that has visited the Space Museum.
no.
Tell us about some of the other folks that have been there.
I mean, the first person that comes to mind is Lowell Grissom. Lowell Grissom is the brother of Gus Grissom, our second American astronaut. 90 years old, like the Energizer Bunny, still going strong. He is a major part of our team, so he'll be there for this event. Eileen Collins has been there, first American female shuttle astronaut and commander. What a lucky thing that was for this area to have somebody like that. Nicole Stott, Dr. Linda, she was astronaut. Dr. Linda Godwin, who is of Missouri origin, Jackson, down around Cape Girardeau from Jackson. We've had a moonwalker there, Dr. Edgar Mitchell, and the list goes on and on. Jerry Ross and his wife, Karen, who worked in the shuttle program preparing food and meals. We even had Elizabeth Warren, who is the research director for Blue Origin, was there. So, it's been a pretty beautiful group that we've had there.
Nice.
How do you get in touch with these people? These just old connections you have? How has this all worked out for you?
That's really a good question. Probably Lowell Grissom has been our greatest asset. We don't mind throwing that name around, the Grissom name.
Yeah, sure.
And that gets us to where we have talking points with these other folks. He has the creds, the credibility, and then my charming personality.
Oh, of course,
Yeah, right. I'm just kidding. But most of these people, you'll find out, if you have an opportunity to talk to them, they're very genuine, very down to earth, very humble. And if they know you're legit and you're doing something good, they will, in most cases, bend over backward for you.
What are the normal hours for the Space Museum?
9 to 5, Friday and Saturday. Sunday, 1 to 5 in the afternoon. We like to give everybody a chance to go to church on Sunday morning.
So if somebody comes by just on a normal day, just kind of give us an idea of some of the things they'll see.
Oh, absolutely. Well, this isn't brag, this is fact. We have over $40 million worth of NASA assets. This isn't Life magazines and models. We got the real deal. We've got spacesuits. We've got Gus Grissom's spacesuit.
Wow.
His training suit, not his flight suit. There were only 3, though, and we've got one of them. We've got his spacesuit. We now have some wonderful interactive programs. One of them is called On Board, the International Space Station. You spend 6 minutes in the VR realm on the International Space Station. And if you have trouble with heights and vertigo, you might not want to do this because it is like being there. It got me in the pit of the stomach. Then we also have the shuttle experience that puts you almost at ground zero, 3.5 miles away from a shuttle launch. You not only see it, you hear it, and you feel it, and it's pretty amazing. We've had people cry during that thing,
Wow.
and so and everybody falls in love with Max Q. Max is our robot emissary. He came to live with us about 5 years ago, and incidentally, folks, he has pledged not to take over the world, and everybody loves Max. You'll be able to interact with Max when you come to the museum.
As far as like artifacts go, you were talking about one before we started the podcast involving the chimp program. Tell us about that.
Oh, we just got that. We actually had a gentleman. His name is Bud Meyer. He worked at McDonnell Douglas in St. Louis. He helped design and build the couches for the first astronauts. And he also worked with the chimp program. We launched chimpanzees, not monkeys, chimpanzees. There's a difference.
They're smarter.
Yes, they are incredibly smart. Matter of fact, they were actually trained to do operations in the spacecraft.
Wow.
And in order to treat them, if they did it right, they got a banana pellet. If they did it wrong, sorry guys, this goes way back, so things were thought about a little differently. They got a shock to the bottom of their feet, right? And so we have one of the original tubes of banana pellets at the museum. Probably the only ones that exist anywhere in the world right now, as far as I know.
How tempting is it to open those up
Very,
and at least get a smell?
very, very, very. That's why we keep these under a case, not for the public, but for me. I want to try one of those banana pellets really bad. Actually, one of the guys on our team, Dean Purdy, worked at McDonnell Douglas. He's also in his 90s, and our treasurer still. He's brilliant, still brilliant. He would take these home to his kids to try out, and they thought they were pretty tasty. So anyway, something else too that I might add that I didn't mention before, we have a moon rock.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that? Only 2 locations in Missouri has one. One of them is Jefferson City. They keep it under lock and key. We don't. You get to see ours when you come. NASA actually presented that to us about 4 years ago.
Any chance of getting state funding or a grant from somewhere to help with what you
Well,
need?
I'm glad you asked. We need a public upswell here to talk to your senators and representatives, et cetera. We are talking to the state of Missouri. I can't really go into major detail because I don't want to sour anything, but they are looking at us right now. We want this to be a state attraction because Missouri deserves it. Alabama, Florida, Texas have all capitalized on this, flaunted their relationship with the space program and space exploration. Missouri did as much or more as any of those states, and we are not capitalizing on that. What McDonnell Douglas did, they came out here to our hayfields and to our car shops and recruited these guys who had brilliant intelligence, could work with their hands, knew how to use baling wire and duct tape, took them to St. Louis and trained them how to build these spacecraft, and they took us to space. And that achievement needs to be heralded. It really needs to be bragged upon. And some of these guys you may know, can't think of his first name right now, Dalton from Dalton Home Improvement. He worked on the shingles of the spacecraft.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was a tin knocker in the beginning.
Wow.
Daryl Boren, who unfortunately has passed away, his son used to run the entertainment center there in Bonne Terre. Daryl lived in Park Hills. He was the last man in the spacecraft before the astronauts got in there. Because he was small.
Yeah.
He could fit. He would set up all the switches and get all the systems ready before the astronaut got in there. Can you believe that?
And he lives in Park Hills.
In Park Hills. And when they recovered Liberty Bell sank.
Yeah.
After its flight with Gus Grissom. History will tell you that. They found some dollar bills that had been smuggled aboard by the launch crew. His name was on one of those dollar bills. So that's how closely the mineral area is connected with spaceflight.
Wow, that is so cool.
So anyway, we're working on it. Mineral Area College loves us. They've already, Dr. Gilgore and the board out there have pledged the property to us. What a wonderful connection that would be to be out there at the college. They think it's phenomenal. It's just coming up with the funding. We're also looking at Rolla S&T. We don't want to move it out of this area. We want it here. We love these people here. This is where it belongs. We need this. But unfortunately, you got to kind of follow the money, too.
Yeah.
Got to follow the money.
Absolutely. June 28th, Show Me Space Sci-Fi, happening at the Space Museum and Grissom Center in Bonne Terre. Get your tickets now through the website. Before we let you go, what's your favorite space movie or space TV show?
You know, I'm glad you asked that because there are actually a few. One of them right up there is Forbidden Planet. It was iconic. I mean, it was the quintessential space movie from I think it was 56 or 57 that was made, in one of the first color space movies. Another one is Silent Running. It's the movie that nobody had Bruce Dern in it. Nobody knows about it. It's about the deforestation of the earth, and they send all these forests and things out into space. It's a wonderful movie if you ever get to watch that. And probably my third is Robinson Crusoe on Mars.
Okay.
It was a British-made movie, a phenomenal movie, a little bit far-fetched, but you know what sci-fi is, right?
Where do you stand on Planet of the Apes movies?
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
The first one especially.
Yes, better than any of the rest, obviously. I mean, the sequels usually don't really hold up. But no, I love it doesn't really follow physics too much.
Right.
But we're not going to talk about that. It still encourages people to explore the final frontier.
Of all the big space movie franchises, who is like the most accurate, or what movie is the most accurate as far as the science goes, you think?
That is a phenomenal question, and I'm glad you asked that. Apollo 13.
Okay, so that's the real deal.
It is the real deal.
Okay.
Matter of fact, one of the friends of the museum, Jerry Bostic, he was the flight dynamics officer during the Apollo programs, close friend of mine, and he was the technical advisor for the movie. And so it is, they take a little bit of license, but it is straight arrow. It is very, very good. Matter of fact, all the way down, do you know how they got the zero gravity scenes? There wasn't, they didn't have CGI then, or it was new, and they didn't have all that. They did, I think it was 176 flights in the Vomit Comet.
Oh, my.
To get the zero gravity scenes. The Vomit Comet, of course, is that airplane flies up on a parabola and then comes back down, and you get about 30 seconds of free fall in that. And that's where they got their zero G scenes. Excellent. Absolutely excellent movie.
Which one's the worst? Which one are you just like, oh my gosh, I can't even watch this. This is so out of touch.
Too many to choose from?
There's a bunch. Yeah, there's a bunch. The one that really was a disappointment, when I first saw it, I really loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely really loved it. And I still do in some respects, but after meeting Lowell Grissom and learning about Gus, that was the movie The Right Stuff.
Really?
Because in many cases it's great. It talks about the early X flights, test flights in Edwards Air Force Base and all that stuff. How the astronauts were chosen, right? They were, for the most part, test pilots. But they really denigrated Gus. They made him look like a sniveling coward, and that was not Gus at all. And probably that is the one thing that really turns me off in the whole thing. So,
what about Star Wars? Whenever they have fire in space, because that's not accurate, right?
Not completely.
Okay.
Not completely. There's, but then again, you have to appeal to the going audience, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not gonna quarrel about it. You just keep watching those and keep looking up to the heavens and dreaming about the stars.
I don't want you to say anything bad since you're going to see R2-D2 here in a couple of months.
Absolutely
So,
not. We don't want to offend R2.
June 28th, Show Me Space Sci-Fi. It's happening at the Space Museum and Grissom Center in Bonne Terre. YouTuber Dan Monroe will be there. Pro model builder Aztec Dummy. B9 from Lost in Space. Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet. R2-D2. Lance Winkle will be there. Astronaut Tom Jones. And again, you can get those tickets through the website. What is the website for the Space Museum?
Space, SPACE, -mo.org. Space-mo.org. And they can call the museum, too. They can buy tickets through the museum as well. Anybody purchasing ticket, keep your receipt. You'll turn it in for a wristband that day.
Okay.
So that we know that you have paid. We've actually had gate crashers and stuff, which we won't talk about. But anyway, you'll need a wristband to get your meal. Oh, the one thing, gosh, I was about to forget this. The one thing that I really want to stress, we're having a costume contest.
Oh, yeah.
And this is space. We would like for it to be involved with space sci-fi. Even if you're not a cosplayer or you're not a costumer, do this, because I think this will add a huge dimension to the whole thing. I think it'll just really, really make it fun. And did I mention there's going to be some real money involved?
Oh, real money.
First place, $500.
Wow.
$500 gift or cash for first place. $250 gift certificate to the museum store, it's a fully appointed museum store, and $150 for third place.
Great.
So it's well worth your time to take a little time to put together a costume, and it will be fan favorite. So the fans, the costumers, will decide the winner among themselves.
Oh, that's so cool. Very neat. So all kinds of things. And again, this is an all-day event happening June 28th at the Space Museum and Grisson Center.
Limited
Bonne
tickets,
Terre.
by the way. We can only handle so many. That's why we're trying to look to get into a bigger facility.
Get them now so
Yes.
that you have space, and maybe you can win $500 when your ET with the functioning straw in the finger.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that one could work really well.
100%.
Earl, good to see you. Thanks so much for talking to us today.
I hope I haven't talked too much. I tend to chew people's ears off, but you can tell I'm pretty passionate. And I want everybody to know this. I always tell everybody this. Nobody there takes a penny out of this. I don't get any. I've got thousands upon thousands of dollars in it. Don't care. Don't need the bass boat. Don't need the Cadillac Escalade. I want to give back something to the community in the state of Missouri. We don't get anything out of this. Be proud of your space heritage here in Missouri. Support the museum. It's about education. It's about what space flight is going to mean to our future species, and help us out by supporting this event.
Fantastic. Earl Mullins joining us here from the Space Museum and Grissom Center. Our guest now on the Parkland Podcast.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Time to flex our musical muscle and show off our taste and opinions on the musical segment here on the Parkland Podcast. We give you a song, we give you an album, we talk about it, and then we always have some kind of fun prompt to talk about some cool tunes with as well. Mark Toady, what is your song of the week?
Well, my song of the week is one from the, I guess you could call them a post-grunge rock and roll group from England, Bush. And we're going to go down with Come Down.
I
Love
want to
that
come back
song.
down from this.
Big number one hit.
Yeah, it was all over.
Number one hit on the hard rock charts, number 2 on the other charts. But one of the reasons I really like that is because Gavin Ross, the lead singer for Bush, he was married to Gwen Stefani.
And then he lost her to, Blake
Shelton.
That's quite a difference because Gavin is a very, very handsome man, and Blake looks like, no offense to anybody from Farmington, but he looks like just a dude from Farmington, you know?
He looked. I got to introduce him at Country Days in
Yeah?
Farmington one year. Had long hair down to about here, he was playing basketball at the Civic Center, and I said, Blake, I'm going to introduce you here. Is there anything specific you want me to say? And he picks up the basketball, and he goes, just don't tell everybody how bad I suck at basketball. I said, deal.
You got it. Album. What do you have for your album this week?
Album, the main man, Bruce Springsteen. The Wild, the Innocent, the East Street Shuffle. Not one of his bigger hits are on here, but there is a song called Rosalita, which is a classic tune. Yeah. I love every song on this album. Bruce Springsteen also wrote a couple of songs on different albums that turned out to be great hits for Manfred Mann. But check out The Wild, The Innocent, and The East Street Shuffle. You won't be disappointed. I've had this album for 50 years.
In a tradition that I do with this segment and really just kind of the last song I heard before the podcast, I got Moving Out, Anthony's song from Billy Joel. That was from his best album, I think, The Stranger.
Good album.
And I don't know, I just thought this was always a great tune and just kind of has some interesting breaks. I mean, Billy Joel, I think, is kind of underrated. Obviously, tremendous piano player. And he is the piano man. He wrote a song about himself. And not just that, a great singer, too. And this one kind of shows off the vocal toot, I think.
I think if you're going to pick a Billy Joel song out, Travelin' Prayer is one of my favorite Billy Joel songs. It even combines a little bit of country music. It's got a banjo in it, and it's off the Piano Man album, which also features the great song Captain Jack. Captain Jack will get you high tonight. But check out Travelin' Prayer while you're checking out any song from Billy Joel. It's not a song many people have heard, but it's a great one.
Yeah, I will, because I'm not familiar with that. Scenes from Italian Restaurant, too, is also a great Billy
he doesn't
Joel
have too many bad
songs. All right, so for albums, again, we're back to me borrowing from Mark, and I'm sure this is very special to him. This is the Rolling Stones' Sticky Fingers. We've talked about this album cover and the fact that it has a working zipper. Uh-oh. What's in here?
You don't
Oh,
wanna
it's
know.
broken. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I told you.
Oh, no.
You don't wanna
Sticky
know.
Fingers. This has Start Me Up on it, right? Isn't that?
No. It's got
What's
brown
on?
sugar on
Brown
there.
sugar. Oh, so it's back further then. Okay.
This goes back to about 1970 or so.
Be careful there. I was looking for the songs. I didn't want to be exposed to Mick Jagger's underwear again. I'm assuming that's Mick Jagger.
It's not just his underwear you're exposed to. It has.
Oh, he's putting his glasses on for
this.
this.
Is really a classic album. Wild Horses is on it.
Okay.
Can't You Hear Me Knocking?
Oh, great
which
tune.
I love that song. Sister Morphine is great. Dead Flowers is on here as well. Just a lot of great songs. And Brown Sugar, probably the best known tune.
Is this the coolest, like, gimmicky kind of thing you can remember from album covers?
Just off the top of my head, maybe. But if I thought about it, I could probably come up with some.
Yeah, maybe we can make that one of our little things that we do, just like interesting album covers or accessories to album covers. I know one of the Cheech and Chong album covers like came with a giant rolling paper for you to use, and most people use the rolling paper. So if you still have that album and still have the rolling paper, it's probably worth some money. Okay, misheard lyrics, and I kind of gave you a preview of one of the ones I was thinking of with Creedence Clearwater Revival. Bad
There's
Moon,
a bathroom on the right.
That's one of the cleaner ones, anyways. Remember, Brandon Geiler was excellent at coming up with parodies of these songs too. But we'll talk about that later. What do you have for misheard lyrics?
Well, when I was just a young kid, 13, 14 years old, the first time I heard "Keep Yourself Alive" from Queen.
Oh yeah,
I swore for the first several times I heard it that they were saying, Jesus never lied. Jesus never lied.
True.
So I thought, hey, they're a religious group. They're a Christian group.
Wow.
Found out, no, that's really.
Not so much.
Not so much. How about Iron Butterfly? And Agata Davida is misconstrued as In the Garden of Eden, baby. That's another one. Sister Christian by Night Ranger was originally supposed to be Sister Christy, because it's a song about the author of the song about his sister, who is named Christy, but the guys in the band heard it wrong and Started performing it at Sister Christian.
Oh.
And, well, it just kind of stuck.
Did not know that.
Then there's Johnny Nash. I can see clearly now the rain is gone is misunderstood for I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I don't know who Lorraine is, but that's another story for another time.
Dwayne is gone.
And my other favorite is Jimi Hendrix. Excuse me while I kiss the sky is mistaken for excuse me while I kiss this guy. So there you go, just a few.
When I was a little kid, was it the Oak Ridge Boys that had the "Come on in, baby, take your coat off, come on in"? Of course, when I was a little kid, I would always sing, "Come on in, baby, take your clothes off, come on in."
You didn't misunderstand the lyrics.
No, I just
young hormones.
Right. Well, no, this was like when I was real little,
Ah.
and my parents thought that was hilarious and like kind of encouraged me, and so like then we go to church that Sunday, and I start singing it, and they're like,
Not so much.
Shut up. Then some other ones that I kind of looked at. Some people. Bohemian Rhapsody.
There's a lot of words you could misconstrue there.
Spare him his life from this monstrosity. One common misheard is saving his life from this warm sausage tea.
Never heard that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Baby Got Back, Sir Mix-a-Lot. My favorite song about, my third favorite song about butts. The correct lyrics are, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Commonly misheard, at least according to this website, says, I like big butts in a can of limes. I've never heard that one either.
Before.
Yeah, we're just going to roll away from this one. But I remember, come on in, baby, take your clothes off. Come on in, baby, take your clothes off. A great song. And it's either Oak Ridge Boys or Statler Brothers.
The Oak Ridge Boys.
Was it? Okay. I always get the Oak Ridge Boys and the Statler Brothers confused.
Well, the Statler Brothers were more Christian based. I guess.
They're more
did a lot of
gospel.
gospel,
Yeah.
Southern gospel stuff, and the Oak Ridge Boys were more pop.
Yeah.
They were Elvira.
Yes.
Oh, boppa, wow, wow.
Man, that's a great song to sing, no matter
Interviewed
what.
William Golden one time. Great
Did you
guy.
really?
Yes.
Oh, man, that is super cool. Surprisingly, the Oak Ridge Boys are not from Oak Ridge.
The Statler Brothers, a little trivia for you.
Yeah?
The Statler Brothers, I think, the name comes from something to do with toilet paper.
Oh, really?
I will try to look that up
Okay.
for next week.
Yeah, that'd be a great one. Speaking of next week, who do we have coming up on the next show? Do you know?
Well, we hope to have Dr. Karen Melton
Yay.
from Hearing Care Partners joining us on the podcast. And my good buddy, Mike Bryant. He is a car salesman at Offenburg, but he's also helping with a big fundraiser that's coming up in the area in May, and he's going to be here with the Mineral Area Mustang Club to tell us all about it.
Ooh, so he'll be driving over on a Mustang.
I wish.
Yeah. Isn't Offenburg Chevrolet?
Yes,
No.
but
Okay. The Corvette Club's busy that week, right?
details. Maybe it's the Corvette Club. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
really know.
Oh, crap. Boy, I hope I didn't ruin that for you, man. I'll apologize on your behalf whenever he shows up next week here at the barn. Again, hope you had a great Easter. And again, don't forget to wish Jesus a happy birthday, right?
Yes.
There we go. All right, it is the Parkland Podcast. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.